bob along to the music.
I know. Hey, everyone. Welcome to High Vibe Chats with Dee and Lauren. Okay, we're going to take a breath just to settle in. Probably just me. As you can see, we're talking today about the energy out there. And we're going to dive into that subject a little deeper. But let me be here now. Thank you for being here. If you're watching the live, please let us know who you are, what you're about, how you're feeling, and how are you handling this roller coaster of energy. And if any of you are waking up in the middle of the night for no apparent good reason, or waking up and then feeling like fussy, jolted, or just like the jitters, or then worrying about things. Those are feelings we're going to talk about today. Anywho, my name is Diana Bamford. Everybody calls me Dee. I am a Reiki master and Ascension channel, psychic, and channeler based here in beautiful San Diego, California. You often will see me outside, but San Diego, it's so windy today that I'm afraid that if I was outside doing this show, more than likely I will fly away. So, and I want to do the show next week. I like all of you. A little disclosure: all our videos are highly have high vibrational energy. So if you watch them live or watch a replay, just know that the energy that is being transmitted to you at this moment is to awake and activate your dormant DNA for the highest good of you and the collective, anyone who you serve and enters your life. And this is the beautiful Lauren.
Hi, everybody. My name is Lauren Anchetta. I am stationed. I live out on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and I help you rest deeply.
Yes, she does. Which, by the way, I did her full moon yoga nidra yesterday. She is the yoga nidra priestess, and I didn't even make it through her guiding me because I was out. For a second, for the part of the night that I actually was out for. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
So today we are chatting about the December energy update. So December energy, there's a lot happening. So you may have heard a lot of things out there talking about the winter solstice, which is a portal opening on December 21st. And I believe is the alignment of Jupiter and Saturn. Lauren, I can't remember.
I just know it's the longest night of the year.
It is. However, this particular alignment and what this is so important is, so portals, just as a little side note, portals, what they do is they really just amplifies your energy. So if you're very sensitive to other energies, or even within your body as you're going through your ascension process, it just means that it activates and amplifies your energy more. Same thing with the new moons, the full moons, the retrogrades, and you still are in full control. So staying grounded is mega, mega, mega key. And
Jupiter,
another thing,
Saturn.
Jupiter and Saturn. Oh, okay.
The conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn.
Conjunction. Okay, perfect. Then I wasn't perfect. And that is, so this is going to create, definitely, actually, I believe it is like an alignment, but you're going to be able to see it in the sky. It's very, very bright. And I actually just got back from doing a Reiki session with an amazing client, which is her birthday. Happy birthday. You know who you are. And she was saying that it is this gigantic, like they're calling it the Christmas star, because this conjunction, we'll be able to see it. And it hasn't happened in like a lot of years, but it's something that we're going to get to experience. So also in the actual physical. With the energy of December, we are culminating. It's just been like all this energy that we have built up throughout this year. And even though it's like December and you may see it as a closure, it's not like January is going to roll around and it's just like, oh, here, everything that happened in 2020, those feelings that I had are just going to disappear right away. If you decide that's actually what you want, yes, it will happen. You are that powerful. But it's not going to be like the clock is going to go and then it's just like, oh, what happened last year? We don't even remember. Not at all. But we are coming to this high point. And last week we talked about not taking on any more insult, right? No more, we're not, diving into the people pleaser in a way. We are having a lot of more resistance, I want to say, not resistance, but we are not entertaining any lower vibrational frequencies. And it's because you are being activated. So Lauren, what are your thoughts on this December energy?
Definitely what I've been feeling, experiencing, and just tuning into is the amount of light being sprinkled, if you will, or shined down on the earth, is increasing exponentially. And I feel, and I've heard that it's going to just increase more and more and more up to this climactic point of the winter solstice, December 21st. I know that we had, so the light energy, when I'm speaking light energy, I'm talking from the sun. The sun, it's our star, right? Of course, it's what gives us actual physical, like what we can, well, not physical, but it's what actually, shines light down on the planet so that we can see and we have daytime. But it also, if we go into the energetic realm, the sun has its own energetic codes. And if you tune into it, like maybe you've heard of sun gazing, or maybe you haven't. And this can be really powerful. Sun gazing can be very powerful for opening your third eye, the whole decalcifying of the pineal gland. Is it pineal? Pineal or pineal? Pineal, I think. Doesn't matter. Tomato, tomato. But
yeah, it's like, it's there.
It's there. That,
like,
in there. So it. Sorry. Okay. So at any rate, and you can look more into sun gazing. It's not about looking out at like the peak sun at peak time and staring directly into it. That would burn your eyes. But it's like this special window at sunrise and sunset is what I've been taught and practiced myself, where you can just gaze at, and it's magical, and it really brings you to the present moment, and it has so many other effects, and you're able to soak up these light codes. So these light codes that are coming from the sun is what is picking up and delivering more and more every single day in December, I think, and throughout the year, really, but like really picking up right now. Now, okay, where do I want to go from here? Whether or not you are consciously aware and accepting of it, it's happening regardless. So I think it does assist the process if you're a willing participant, or at least bring that awareness to, like, I've been sitting in a little morning meditation, just imagining myself being, shined on by the sun or soaking up the codes and just being like a part of this game, like, yes, bring it in, clear it out. And as you do accept more light in, you are going to clear. So I think a lot of people, again, whether they're consciously aware of it or not, might feel like they're on a little bit of a roller coaster ride. Oh, it's right there. Look at you. I didn't even see that banner yet. You might feel like you're on a little bit of a roller coaster ride, as far as, really high days and maybe some lower days, some in between. And Dee and I were just talking about this, that when you don't, when you're not necessarily aware of, like, okay, this is a bit cosmic, not in a bypassing way by any means. We still, obviously, whatever's coming up within us is coming up to be examined and looked at and felt and released if you choose to do so. So it's something just to, I think awareness helps. I know awareness has really helped me throughout this year. And even if it's something that, maybe you're not fully on board with yet, but there's something, you got to be at least interested if you're here watching this. There's a part of you recognizing that something more is happening. Yeah, I don't know. What do you feel on that?
One of the things that I wanted you to touch on a little bit, it's something that we were talking about, which is the solar flare that just occurred.
Yeah.
So do you mind expanding a little bit? Because there was, I just to put a little parenthesis saying that it's a lot of people were, there was a lot of talk about the December solar flare, that all these things can happen, and we just had one, that one, and the impact versus the impact that people were seeing. I'm not saying that that's the only solar flare we're going to have, right. But this particular one, knowing when it was, kind of what if we look into what was happening in our lives a few days ago. Do you mind expanding on that?
Sure. Yeah. It just happened, like, I think it was December 1st or November 30th. It was right at the start of December, and it was the biggest solar flare on record in the last 3 years. So the sun tends to do that. It does cycle through, and it has these solar flares. It's just a part of what it does. But it's something that sorry.
This is what we have going on today. We do this. We have blenders going. We have people walking. It's okay. Quarantini.
Everybody say hi to Emma. Okay, so yeah, the sun does this. This is not uncommon for the sun to have solar flares, but the magnitude of which it does happen is what we pay attention to and what we notice. So the more, the bigger the flare, the more I look at it like almost a sonic boom of like light, So, let me see. Okay. Was there more on that you wanted me to go into?
No, I just, so it is this big energy that happens but just the acknowledging, not necessarily I want to say that acknowledging, but because NASA, that's their thing, right? They have to pay attention to all these things. However, I think it's being more, like now they talk more about the moon, and they even put in a little bit of like astrology in between all that. So the same thing with the flare. They do realize that it has an effect on humans and on our technology. So how was our technology these past few days? It's like, oh, my Wi-Fi, is extra crappy. And then like, we're trying to blame it on all these things, like, oh, things are actually happening in the cosmos right now that do have an effect and an impact in our everyday lives here, living this human experience. So that's huge. That is huge, just kind of to
and then the human resonance spiked at the same time.
Yeah.
So look into this human resonance as well if you want to know more about these, what's the word am I thinking of? These ways that we track energy in a way with what is being kind of delivered to Earth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's the vibration of the planet.
Exactly.
The vibration of the planet, and we're saying, as we've been talking, and maybe we've talked your ear out of the vibration of the planet is rising, right? Yeah. And people don't really pay attention to it. You're paying attention. It's like, is the ozone layer thinning? But this vibration means a lot, because we are living in a vibrational planet. We are vibrational beings. We are more energy than matter. Yeah. And we don't acknowledge it. But then you suddenly, around the moons or around certain time, you have headaches, and you blame it on everything else. The doctors don't know what the heck's happening, like all that. And it's like, oh, maybe if we begin to change our perception of other things, also, and just, it doesn't have to be a certain way. Let's remove the attachments, the expectations, or trying to associate. Be in stillness and ask, why am I feeling this way? Why is this happening? And then maybe dig a little deeper. You're like, oh, the human resonance has spiked. It hasn't spiked like this in so long. Wow, Earth is going through a change. Mm-hmm. I'm part of Earth. I'm going to go through a change.
Right. Mm-hmm. And that's something too, if you find yourself, if you find yourself being a little on the skeptical side, which is great, because question everything. We all should. Mm-hmm. Anything you receive from whatever source. It's looking into the human resonance, looking into the phase of the moon, looking into if there's been solar flares or what they're actually scientifically tracking, can kind of help bring the logic, like, not that you can bring a ton of logic into all the spirituality and energy work all the time. There is a mass amount of faith and just experience and letting go that you need to, that we all kind of have to surrender into as a part of our journey.
There you go.
But if you find that, you're at the beginning and you're kind of questioning these things and what are they talking about with energy and look into those things, because that can help you be like, whoa, there is something to this.
Absolutely. And just allow, and you nailed it with the word, allow yourself to surrender into the process. Allow yourself to surrender into what is coming up for you. Why is coming up? Things are showing up much more stronger now than they have ever before. And it's not because they're like showing up stronger now. They've been trying to be shown to you for these past few months, but you were just not in a receptive state to see it and receive it. You're probably having a lot of resistance around it. This is the moment to let go of the resistance and surrender to the process. Just surrender to what is not. Surrender doesn't mean succumbing or giving up. It just means that there is a bigger plan already in action, in movement right now, working for your highest good right now. So trust. That's all it means, to trust that plan is working. You place your order with the universe. You don't have to see if it's cooking. It's cooking. Trust it. Just that simple. And one of the things with the roller coaster that I want to touch on before we move on, like why is it so important for us to hold our light, is that in what way are you in this roller coaster? And we can kick and scream, or we can enjoy the ride, in a way. So noticing, one thing that is a theme this past week, especially with my clients, are the vivid dreams. The vivid dreams that are becoming more of an experience. They're like, I have this vivid dream and I can feel and I can almost touch and it's here. I'm like, that's not a dream. That's an experience, or it's a vision. Like, they can give you details. And I did a video on YouTube. Go check it out. It's called The Dream Experience in case you want to learn more. But noticing what it is, or these dreams that you feel when they actually leave you thinking of like, what did it actually mean? And you wake up thinking about it and go, it's something that's trying to be shown to you at night when you're the most relaxed and let go, which is when you're going to go to sleep, when you're going to be in that REM state. So allowing yourself to be, and then notice if you're waking up at night, why am I waking up every night at the same time? What is coming when I wake up at night? If suddenly you're seeing lights or shadows or other things are trying to show. Right now, extra dimensionals are actually trying to make contact. So giving yourself permission to be curious and wonder, and don't be fearful about it. There's going to be a lot in the media in the near future where it's actually going to be where aliens are scary. They're coming here to attack us and take us. Do not fall into that bullshit. There's no other way to say this. Do not use your own discernment. Feel into it. Notice. Every extra dimensional has been glamorized by Hollywood and demonized by Hollywood. So it's nothing like that. You actually hold extra dimensional DNA in your body. You want to learn more? Google it. Go to YouTube. You'll find things there. And not everything is a conspiracy. Not everything is, true as face value. You make your own your own conclusion of whatever that is. But all I'm saying is use your discernment. We've been prisoners of the matrix for way too long. We've been conditioned. And yes, we've been conditioned by our parents because that's all they knew. Us as parents, we're just trying to go up the ante, do a little better than our parents did with us. But coming from a very conscious standpoint, and that's all I'm asking is and encouraging you to be very conscious of what is happening. So why going onto this little tangent on ETs is because I've been having some really wild experiences myself, and it's been with something that could have been like really scary. I actually allowed myself to surrender and see what is it that they want to convey. And the way you do that, and it's to say, I only work with high vibrational beings of love and light. I do not entertain or allow low vibrational energy to come into my field. that simple statement, it will separate the lower vibrational, scary being energy from a high frequency energy. The more open and receptive you are, the more you're going to experience. So allow yourself to be there. And yes, yesterday I encountered my first gray. Lauren said that it was spying on me because of the way it showed. And I had experienced also a beautiful light being in a bicycle, riding a bicycle, with the most beautiful aura of purple and blue and teal colors. And it was just gorgeous. But I wasn't afraid. I'm more receptive, and that's why they're coming into my field. Mm-hmm. So allow yourself to be there, and everything is for a high vibrational energy. This is where that's why it's called high vibe chats. We want to have these conversations of curiosity, of it, question everything, like Lauren said. We are in that moment of questioning everything. So Lauren had a big ass spider at her home. Why does that one arrive? Lauren, why is the spider there?
What does the spider mean?
What does the spider came to tell you?
I don't know, but it's the size of my palm and it's huge. So it was a loud message. And I know I was like, I need to look into spider medicine. What does this mean? Because it's a cane spider. So if you're familiar with those, they're big. But yeah, I tried my best. Well, anyways, I didn't come at it fearfully. I was coming from like, hey, I respect you, you respect me. So what its message to me is, I'm still working on, but I think more and more we're going to find that the universe, and in whatever modality it comes to, is really trying to like speak to each of us right now in its own way, whether that's through animal messengers, energy, interdimensional beings, light beings, dreams, etc. It's talking loud and clear right now. And this veil is, I feel thinning. And supposedly on December 21st with this portal, it's been prophesized that this is like this jump off into the next golden era. The last golden era was Atlantis. If we're familiar with that, that could be a whole other chat. But this is, we're talking ancient times when everybody had psychic abilities, and that was the norm. People were, bodies of light. That was the norm. Like it all of the stuff that people, that we've been told and are just maybe starting to come around, like the stuff that they burned all the witches for and say that's the stuff. I know. But like we went through, so the fall of Atlantis, we went back into this dark age, and this is what we're coming out of. And as you can see, it's been progressively getting better and better and better, because we're not crucifying people as well, not as widespread as we used to, and in the really, violent, horrible ways that we used to. But more people are able to speak their truth. Not everybody. We still have work to do. More people are able to practice magic, spirituality, divination, etc., without energy work, without, being killed or ostracized or kicked out of their town. Not everywhere. Like I know there's still third world countries where it's not as acceptable as it is here. So at any rate, we're coming out of this dark era and supposedly going back to another like golden era, which is very curious to ponder on and see how it sits.
It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited for this new. I was actually very terrified in a way. I was like, oh my gosh, everybody's talking about the age of Aquarius, and we're going into the air sign, right? And me being a fire sign, I was like, oh my gosh, how is that going to happen? But I was like, no expectation. I'm just gonna ride the wave. Allow myself, to ride the wave, and it doesn't have to be horrible if we stay true to ourselves. Doesn't have to be horrible if we can stay very grounded. And most importantly, in this portal, yes. So I would suggest, if I could give everyone, take it or leave it again, is to be very intentional, at least a couple days prior of the 21st. And on the day of the winter solstice, if you can take a little time off, if you can just be in meditation or just be with the self, allowing yourself to be there, because so many messages and downloads are going to come in that day, and it's going to be very, very powerful. So taking it almost like a rest day would be amazing. This winter solstice is really transformational for everyone, which brings us to, how and why it's important to hold your light right now. With my perspective is, we need to stay strong. And one of the big things that comes with it is the boundaries. Staying strong in our boundaries, don't dim your light. Where are you dimming your light to fit in? And it's important to hold your energy, because they want to distract us. And when I say they, is just the world, unawakened, unconscious, 3D. We want to go back to normal. Those people that don't understand that we'll never go back to normal. Normal does not exist. Normal is not our friend. New way of doing things, of change, it's actually good. People that are very fearful of change, it's the people that want to remain stagnant, and that's not where we're going. We're evolving humans, and your energy is evolving too. So holding your light, protect your light. And the way you can do this, it's to just bring awareness into it. That's one of the simplest ways I would say, bring awareness to it. Sit with yourself, sit in meditation, and ask the questions. What are your thoughts on that, Lauren?
I love that. Absolutely. And I think too, just allowing this is a great time to go into hermit mode. If you're feeling called to, because the more that we can really focus on and strengthen our light, our energy. If you're not familiar with your energy, start to get familiar with your energy. And just doing, like, nurturing yourself, your core family. If you don't live alone, right? If you have kids and, a partner at home and whatnot, just nurturing your immediate bubble and focusing on yourself and your light as much as you can, bringing yourself into mindfulness practices. And that's going to be so huge right now. And I feel like even if it's something that you haven't been practicing this for years, that's okay, because time doesn't exist. And we are in this amazing energy, and this is part of what we can use all of this light being shined down for. And what we can use this portal for is, you can quantum leap yourself from where you are to miles ahead if you want to, as far as, with whatever direction you're going for, whether it's you want to be more psychic, you want to be more in touch with your energy, you're ready to open up. Like, you can really move leaps and bounds during this time if you want to. And if there's this part of me too that I hear, like, being able to have a spiritual practice is, I understand that it's a privilege. It is, because not everybody is able to take that time to focus on themselves. And God, that's part of, I think, what we are breaking down. Because really I don't want it as a strong word, but we have enslaved a lot of our population. And this is, like, I'm talking the 9-to-5 workers, the people who are forced to work 2, 3, 4 jobs just to make ends meet. It charges me with just a passion. I don't want to call it anger, but it really lights that up within me, because we should all have the ability, and we should all have the time, and we should all be able to nurture ourselves and take care of our own practices, take care of our family. And there's just so much corruption in this system that has made that not possible, because they don't want us aware and to be awake. They want us to be slaves to the system. They want us to be focused on really trivial things, because it keeps us asleep. It keeps us asleep to be so focused on, well, to be just sucked into the TV. And that's all we do is we watch, when we have our free time, we just watch TV. And there's no judgment, but it's this, I've seen it so much and experienced it. And it's during this year of like, wow, what control really looks like. This casual control over an entire population of people, over the world. It's wild. It's really wild. And they want those who be, right? want us down. They don't want us all to rise up. This is why spirituality has been poo-pooed, and still, like, not to the extent it used to, but they're crazy. Conspiracy theorists. Like, they want you to think that this little population of people is nuts so that you stay in this system and on this hamster wheel.
Yeah, no, amen, sister, amen. Preach it, preach it, preach it. As you're talking, if anybody else is familiar, I'm pretty sure Lauren is, and I love cartoons, but the Bugs Life movie of the ants, and the roaches are like protecting them from the birds. They can't go in, way. And then they're all doing their thing, collecting the, all the stuff for them so that they can have protection, and they have to be until they decide that they're stronger in numbers. And that's who we are. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I get like so sentimental. I get so much emotion with that. It's like we are stronger in our numbers. And that's what it wants. They want to keep us on that, the media is whoever controls the story, controls the people. So the media will have you. And how often do you not hear people it's like, well, in the news they said. I hear it all the time from my relatives. The news states, oh no, that's a good newscast thing. They would never. Like, no. Get your information from someone else. Stop Googling. Okay, go to DuckDuckGo and then search. Do not go from your Google browser. Go from DuckDuckGo. They at least, they're probably not the best either, but it's better than Google. Google's going to give you what you want, what they want you to see. The first thing, they just give you little steps, little bit. The algorithm is working for them often. It's rarely working in our advantage. So just do things differently. And it was interesting. Elizabeth April just did a video about like they're scared, because we are stronger by numbers. And the more we come into spirituality, when religion doesn't need spirituality, no, spirituality doesn't need religion. Religion needs a spirituality. So that's why we're breaking away from like the churches. And this is the way it was supposed to do. And from so many other things, we're really stepping away, walking away. Like with church, I remember when I was young, we had to give money. Part of my mom was a single mom, we did not have money, and we weren't rich by any means, but she provided, and part of her check had to go to the church because it's what you're supposed to do. And I'm like, I can't get that Barbie that make me happy, but we have to pay the church. I was like, what is the church doing for us, right? But it's like I pay for my religion, my spirituality. I have to give back when we're still doing like volunteer work on the side and working all the little things. It just didn't make sense. So if you begin to think about it, it doesn't make sense. And it doesn't mean that I don't have faith. I just do not have faith in a false prophet. That's it. However that looks for you. I do not. I believe that we are all energy. And I believe we are all holy, or God's goddesses and strong in our own being. And we are stronger by the numbers. Just keep that in mind. So it's important for us to just become more conscious. And that's what's happening right now. Our consciousness is rising. And the shift that you're feeling from 3D to 5D, it's nothing different. Or, what's going to happen after the big 5D transition after winter solstice? the conscious level is going to rise, but it's just going to continue to rise. And it's going to be from 5D to 7D, whatever, that may be. And look, I'm no longer entertaining lower vibrational frequencies, false prophets, or anybody who wants to tell me how to live my life if it doesn't resonate with me. I will take in their, it's their opinion. If it resonates, I'll follow in a way, or not necessarily follow, but I will take it in for consideration. But if it doesn't, I'm not. I'm so done. Aren't you all exhausted to continue with the same BS all the time? I'm just tired of it. I'm tired of being in control. And that's not the Leo in me and my Lionsgate 8-8. I am just exhausted because what they've been teaching us and what we've been under, it's not working. And it hasn't worked, but they made us believe that it did. So boom, chakalaka. We never know where we're going to go with this high vibe chats. Just know that's where we're going. It's okay. And see, we can be spiritual and still set up those boundaries. My boundary is I do not entertain lower vibrational frequency. That is not of my highest good. You can do that. Spirituality doesn't have to look all like, oh, Buddha, yoga, and la, 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 only. No, you can be strong and do, and you can have that. We have this duality, triality, anything. We can be anything we want. You can be anything you want. You have permission. You have allowance. Do it. Live your life the way you want to live it. Not like the other ones want. Extra sassy today. This must be the San Diego, the Santa Ana Wednesday.
Sassy mood. I like it.
Anywho, anything else, Lauren and Chetta?
I think that is good. Good for today.
Okay. Good. Awesome. So just disclosure, all our videos are highly energized. This will awaken your dormant DNA. If you say the magic spell I just said about, I only work with high vibrational frequencies of love and light, pure light source, you no longer entertain lower vibrational frequencies, you will see shifts in your life, like pronto. So just intentional. Intention is key. I'm going to pull a card because I love our card pull at the end each time. And this is going to be for the collective and see how this resonates or applies in your life right now. Who is this one? Ooh, yeah. Okay, so it's a new earth. A new earth. It's happening. Keep holding the vision.
No explanation needed yet again. I love it. I love it. It's happening. This is happening. This shift is happening. This shift in consciousness, this shift in dimension and energy, however you want to experience it. I mean, we can all, I think, agree that, right, it's this change is happening. There's no going back to normal because normal was not working. And this new earth is coming. This new earth, right? This higher vibration being.
Yeah.
Hold your light.
Like, look at that stargazing there. Like, it's so amazing. Mm-hmm. Just look and walk. Yes. So there's where we are. I love it. I love it. So, Will, thank you for being here. If you're watching the replay, leave us, comments. We always love to hear about everything that you think, because we do care about what you think, and then not in that way of like, oh, I care about this. It's like, we care about what you think. You matter. Your voice matters to us. So if you're watching this on YouTube, if this resonates with you, please, give it a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, share it with friends. And if you're watching this on Facebook, same, just share it. Give us a little emoji and ask us any and all the questions. So towards the end of the year, well, we are at the end of the year, but I'm offering Q&As with your guides, so energy readings. And this is if you're wondering what's happening, what's in store for you for 2021, an energy reading is highly, highly valued. I have extremely limited availability, so shoot me a little message. Let me know if you're interested. My link is in the bio, so it's Lauren's link. She's going to chat with you a little bit about what she has going on. But if you would like a Reiki session, an ascension experience, or you want to know what 2021 has in store for you, we can have a conversation. Those are the most popular right now. And let me know. My 2020 prices are valid till the end of the year. As 2021 comes and I've gone through my own expansion, so is my pricing. So, Lauren, what do you have going on?
So if you want to experience how I can help you rest deeply, attend one of my classes. I'm teaching Yin and Reiki and Yoga Nidra Sanctuary this Saturday. Dee has the times up there, and then all the information will be below. And then if you can't catch a live class, I also have Yoga Nidra meditations available to download on my website, which will be down below somewhere, depending on where you're watching this.
Awesome. Yay. Well, thank you so much, everyone. We love to see you here. Hopefully next week I'll be outside and San Diego won't be that windy. But I hope all of you are doing absolutely amazing. Don't forget, you're doing the best that you can with what you know and what you have. And that is enough, because you, my beautiful, extraordinary friend, you are enough. I love you all very much. Have a great one. Bye.
Bye.